Anyways, today I'm going to be mulching this bed behind me, and I just seeded carrots, big or giant red mustard greens, and calendula in this bed. Those are the only three things I put in here. And I want to make sure I get good germination, especially from the carrots. And because we are still warm here in Florida, we're not getting as much rain as we have in the past. I want to make sure I mulch this. So I was thinking of a cheap way to mulch this because I don't want to go out and buy mulch just for one bed. Most of the time I use fallen leaves, I use straw, I use whatever plant material that I have on hand to mulch, because it all turns back into organic matter and like feeds my soil. So I had a lemongrass plant out in the backyard. I'm gonna walk over there and get my mower. I had a lemongrass plant out in the backyard, and I needed to cut it back anyway. And I was like, well, I only need mulch for one little spot, so let me just turn the lemongrass leaves into mulch. So that's what I did. So yeah, so now I have mulch for the top of my seedlings, and A, I don't have to go buy any. B, I'm reusing what I've already had. And C, it smells really good because it's lemongrass. So I'm going to take this over there, and ideally you would want to wait until this is dry. But half of the lemongrass was already dried and brown. You see it's kind of mottled brown and green. And then half of it was fresh, healthy leaves. So ideally you'd want to like dry this out on a tarp or something, but it's gonna rain today, and I really do want to get this bed mulched. And that's another thing, if you're expecting heavy rains, the raindrops can displace all the seeds because they're sitting so close to the surface of the soil. Either the raindrops themselves hit the seeds and like make them move from where you had them, or the water runoff if the rain is heavy enough. So I'm hoping we get just a light rain, but I doubt that's going to happen because that's my luck. But yeah, so I'm just going to focus mainly on the middle because it's the carrot seeds I want to make sure I get the good germination on. Well, I want germination on everything, but the carrots are the most finicky. The carrots are towards the middle, and then the red mustard greens are all the way around the outside. So I'm going to go do that, and I will show you when I'm done. Okie doke, and that is it. Super easy. I know it doesn't look as good as the black mulch, or black compost dirt, but that's not why we're here. We're here to do what's right for our garden and be sustainable, and that's what I care about. And so far, none of my neighbors have said anything. But I mean, look at that. It's so pretty. Look at those. I have roselle and all those native plants, and they're all starting to bloom. So pretty. So you'll notice on the outside, I did all the way around, but I left that middle open on that side because I didn't seed any carrots over there the other day or yesterday. I'm going to come back in like 2 to 3 weeks and seed more. So I wanted to leave a spot open that they would not be, competing with the mulch, because they have to be sitting on the soil to germinate. But I did do this side, and if you look, it is very light. And if there's anything bigger like this, I'll move it because they are still tiny seeds, and I want to make sure they do germinate out of the ground. It's not a heavy mulch by any means, but it's just something enough that the sun is not going to just bake this all day long. And if I notice it's not doing enough, I can add a little more, or I can move it off if it's suffocating the seeds, if I do see that. But I think it should work fine. The red mustards are all around the edge, and the calendula, and those should germinate right through the mulch. And none of these seeds need light to germinate, so it's completely fine. And yeah, so I have one carrot plant in there that's gone to seed. And I'm leaving it because it's pretty for one, but for two, I'm gonna get free carrot seeds from it. I don't know if you can see that, but oh, there's some that are starting to ripen. See the little brown dots? Those are ripening carrot seeds. But I mean, this flower is so pretty, so I'm leaving it. And then that one I think is gonna go to seed also. They're the only two that have gone to seed. I will say in my garden I have, or out front, because I don't have a fence, out here, I have rabbits and I have squirrels. And when I planted carrots and cabbage in here, I mean, that's like a squirrel and rabbit dream. So I still find, or I was before I covered it, was finding carrots that I had missed picking, and they'd been pulling them up and chewing them and just leaving them on the top of the soil. But that's okay. I mean, I grew enough for everyone. And then I have the two roselle plants there. I'm hoping they bloom soon. Those two big ones over there, and then I have two nice size ones in the backyard too. So we shall see what happens. I am really excited. This is going to be a big bed of that maroon color from the red giant mustard greens, and they're also delicious. And then the carrots in the middle. So the carrots from this bed I generally use for, last year I used a lot of it for my rabbit, and I did pick them for, like, you know, little snacks. But we are not big carrot people. Like, we don't eat a ton of carrots, but I will use them in soups and stuff. But this is the color that I'm going for from those giant mustard greens, and that's the color that it'll be, except it's got some like lime green veins on the edges. So I really like this color in my garden, and that is a way I'm going to get it for the fall and winter season, because this cranberry hibiscus will die back with a frost. So we're just waiting on her to bloom, and then the front yard and the backyard is going to be so pretty. Anyways, thank you for watching this short video, and I will keep you updated on how these seedlings do. Thanks. Bye.